Hey everybody, happy Friday. A little bit of yoga at lunchtime. I'm in Sarasota, Florida, and it's very rainy and overcast today. I hope it's sunny where you are and that you're feeling great and that you're healthy. Let's stand up and just move a little bit. We're going to come and sit in a few minutes, but in the meantime, come and take mountain pose. Feet hip width apart. And just start to rock around a little bit. Rock up onto your toes, rock back onto your heels. You almost are going to feel like you're going to fall backward. Rock over to the right, rock over to the left. It's easy right now to feel off balance. And so we're exploring being off balance in our bodies in an effort to come back and feel balanced and to try to find the center of the center of the center. So again, come up onto your toes, drop back into your heels. You might feel like, wow, you're gonna fall backward a little bit. Put your heels down, your toes down, shift over to the right, shift over to the left, and then come back to mountain pose. And now make a smaller circle going in all four directions, right, back, left, forward. Let's reverse. Forward, left, back, right. Maybe one more time around. Just moving a little bit this Friday. And then re-anchor the weight so that it's in your heels. And wait for your body to take an inhalation. On that inhalation, bring the arms up halfway. And on the exhalation, bring your hands together. Take the hands forward. So you're looking at your joint hands and just look at your thumbs. Get a little bit heavier with your heels and watch your thumbs as you begin to take the arms up toward the ceiling. Now, you don't want to take them so high that it feels like you're, that you're feeling too much tension in the neck. So you want the neck to feel free. You might shake the head no, you might shake the head yes. And then wait for your body's exhalation, and on that exhalation, just fold forward. It's okay to bend the knees, and take the hands, everyone, to the outsides of the legs. Bend the knees a little bit more, and then take the arms back out to the sides, palms up, heavy your heels, and bring your hands together again. We're just going to repeat that. Take the arms forward, look at your thumbs. Keep watching the thumbs as you take the arms up. Stop though if the neck feels unhappy. And then split the arms apart, and when you breathe out, fold forward. When you fold forward, bend the knees. Let's do it again. Take the arms out and up, hands together. Watch the thumbs as you take the arms up, 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 up. Don't forget to heavy your heels. Take the arms wide, fold forward, bend the knees as much as you'd like. And then take your right hand to your left elbow, your left hand to your right elbow. Feel like you're being pulled downward by the elbows, but what keeps you from toppling forward is the heaviness of your heels and the feeling that you have a weighted tailbone, like there is a 5-pound or a 10-pound weight tied to the end of your spine. So just be here for a minute and sway over to the left, through center and over to the right. It's like you're a metronome, side to side. And then come up just a little bit, switch the cross of the elbows, that'll probably feel a little strange. Come back down, bending the knees as much as you need to. And sway over to the right first, through center, over to the left. One or two more times. You can't get this wrong, by the way. You're just moving. And then bend the knees, release the elbows, put the hands on the hips. Feel as if you're getting ready to sit down in a chair that someone's holding for you, or a stool, and lift your chest up toward the ceiling. Keep heavying the heels as you stand all the way up, and then sweep the arms up by the ears, bend the knees, and bring the hands down by the floor. Sweep the arms back past the feet and up, and bend the knees and come down. And one more time, up, like you're jumping for joy, and then down. And stay down this time. And turn and face the short edge of the yoga mat. You're just kind of crawling around at this point. And come to all fours. Your toes can be flipped or they can be flat on the yoga mat. Once you get here, heavy the toes or heavy the tops of the feet. Bend the elbows just a little bit and hunch the back. As you hunch the back, pull the belly button in, drop the head. It's like you're looking back between your two toes. And the next time that you breathe in, let's go in the opposite direction. Let the movement ripple through the spine. As you sway the back, important here not to throw the head back. You don't want to feel like you're crimping the back of your neck. Instead, project your breastbone forward as you press your heels downward. And keep pressing down on the feet as you hunch again. And then sway. Come on back to center. We'll flip the toes and walk the right hand forward. It's like you're a cat and you're taking a big step forward with one paw and then the other. So as you get your arms forward, press the heels of the hands forward like you're pushing the floor, like you're going to slide the floor or the yoga mat away from you. And as you slide the floor away from you, press your outer hips back. And just let the head come and hang between your biceps, your two arms. And notice your upper back. Can you press a little bit of weight to the baby finger sides of your hands? And keep noticing the breath. Can you feel like the breath is swooshing in to your upper back on the inhale, swooshing out on the exhale? Draw your belly button in a little bit, walk one arm back, walk the other arm back, and come and find a comfortable way and place to sit. Preferably on a blanket, although a stool would work, a yoga block would definitely work. Maybe a chair, I think that would work as well. And once you're seated, cross the right shin in front of the left. Probably not going to work too well in the chair. Take your fingers to the floor and just rock a little bit like we did in the beginning. Side to side, right to left, left to right. Doesn't matter how fast or how slow you go. And then slow things down. Rock forward like you're trying to see something that's a foot in front of you and it's very small, so you're leaning to see what that is. And then rock backward as if something is repelling you and you're just moving away from it. And then rock forward again and rock backward. And then make some big circles, right, forward, left, back. Don't go so fast that you get yourself dizzy. And then go in the opposite direction. And start to slow everything down. Slow the movement down. And as you do, feel the baby toe sides of your feet. And feel your two buttock bones, your two sitting bones on the yoga blanket or the beach towel or the block. Does it feel like you're right on the center of those two bones? So you just play with it a little bit. Sometimes I think of it as like focusing. Remember, if you're old enough to remember, cameras, and you would turn the camera to get the shot in focus. That's what we're doing here, trying to find the center of the sitting bones. If you have a yoga block, go ahead and put the block about a foot to the right, line it up between your right knee and your right hip, and just tent your fingers up on the block. Now, as soon as you do that, the weight shifts over to the right side and we're off center again. So with your finger pads, push into the block and see if you can't sort or shift a little bit of weight to the left-hand side of the body. From there, take the left arm out to the side, up, and alongside the head. If it won't go alongside the head, fine. Put your fingers on your left shoulder. I'll keep mine there. Bend the right elbow just a little bit, but don't come collapsing on to the right side of the body. Keep pushing with the right fingers. And turn the chest and the belly, everybody, just a little bit up toward the ceiling. But not so much that it feels like you're cranking on your back. And can you take in an easy breath here? So our breath has 4 parts: an inhale, a pause, an exhale, a pause. Can the breath come in? Can we notice the pause? Can the breath leave? We notice the pause. And then very slowly, from the press of the heels, from the heaviness of the tailbone, come up. Now we don't want to rush to the other side. We probably do enough rushing, or maybe we don't do enough rushing because we're home all the time. But observe for a second, does the left side of the body feel different? Let's move the block over to the other side. Lean back, change the cross of the legs. Take the left hand out to the block, tent the fingers. This time, take your right hand and press it down on the top of your right thigh. It's like you're reinforcing to the body, hey, I need some stability on this right side. I need some grounding on my right side. So push down, take the right arm out to the side and up toward the head. Bend the left elbow, let the right arm drift alongside the head. It doesn't have to come as close to the head as mine is. With your left fingers, push and pretend your right hand is still on your right upper thigh, helping you to ground the thigh more to the ground. Maybe the chest can turn a little bit, but again, there's no cranking, there's no forcing. Take your time as you come all the way up. And then take your block and put it on its highest height, right out in front of you. Mine is about 8 inches forward. Tent the fingers again and start to walk the hands forward. It's as if, though, you're hugging. You're getting ready to hug someone that's much broader than you are, and you're trying to get your arms around them. And if you make it out far enough that you can bend the elbows and take the forehead to the block, go ahead. But if it feels uncomfortable, you can make these little fists. Stack them one on top of the other, and then let the forehead rest on the stacked fists. We're not going to be here for long. As you're noticing what's going on in the body, what you're feeling, also notice your breathing. Push down on the baby toe sides of your feet, push your bottom down, lift your chest, come up, lean back, and switch the cross. So right leg is now in front. Remember, you're hugging someone much bigger, broader than you are. So the hands are walking out to the sides. They are coming forward. Maybe the forehead comes down to the side. And I'm guessing that you're noticing it doesn't feel the same on this side as it did on the other side. Rarely. So forehead's on the block. If you have your hands out in front of you slightly, feel like someone's pulling your elbows forward, and you are resisting that forward motion by pressing your bottom more heavily onto whatever you're sitting on. As you start to come up, push the baby toe sides of the feet down. Walk your way back. Lean back a little bit and take the legs comfortably wide. When we're doing 15 or 20 minutes of yoga, we're not about forcing anything in the body. Look at your 2 feet. We want our toes lengthening up to the ceiling. It's almost like your toenails are growing long and your heels are tethering you. They're staking down to the floor. Now, can you lengthen through the inner legs? And as you lengthen through the inner legs, can you take your hands and press the outer knee down a little bit? So we're lengthening on the inside and we're grounding on the outside. And then the block again out in front. We'll walk our hands toward our ankles. Remember, you're trying to get your arms around someone much broader than you. And then maybe just let the elbows, if they can, come down to the block. Put your chin in the hands and And notice your breath. The inner legs are lengthening long. The outer legs, especially the hips and the outer knees, are pressing down. The face is soft. The jaw, the lower jaw relaxed. No need to have your lower molars clamped tightly against your upper molars. Just look down the tip of your nose for a moment. And notice your breath. The inhale, the pause. The exhale, the pause. It feels like the calves and the hamstrings, the backs of the thighs are glued down to the floor. The tailbone is heavy. The collarbones are broad. And then slowly come on up. Draw the two legs together for a pose called Dandasana or staff pose. And then bend the knees. Move over to one side so that you can come up. And let's see how all of that movement, 15 minutes worth of movement, leaves us feeling when we come back to where we began in mountain pose. Feet about hip width apart. Stake down the back of the heels. Broaden all 10 toes. And try to feel like you are standing over the center of the earth. The shoulder blades gliding together a little bit as the collarbones broaden. Lean forward a tiny bit, and then maybe over to the left. Lean back into the heels, circle around to the right, and then go back. Heels, left side, front, and then find the center. The knees, we don't want them to be hard and locked out. That can create a little tension in the lower back. So the back of the knee is soft, but not deeply bent. Close the eyes for a moment. Notice one cycle of your breath. And then gather your hands. Thank you for spending 15 minutes with me on this soggy Friday in Florida. I hope that just a few minutes of yoga helped to reset our minds, your mind, and that you feel a little more energized and at the same time a little bit calmer. Thank you, everybody. See you next Friday.